I try to look at it in those terms.
No, it's real. You're young, and time heals all wounds. That's what they
I
say.
know the people keep saying that, and to be
Yeah, but it
patient.
doesn't. It doesn't work out. The pain is still there.
Yeah, the time
But
doesn't work when too many other things come in from other directions.
Like so many relationships were damaged, and some of it was my fault, lashing out like intensely, um, yelling, screaming, being sad, being
oh,
angry, and that didn't help anything, of course. But I haven't freaked out since Father's Day when I dreamt that my son was reuniting with me and he looked kind of like an angel, and then 2 hours later I dreamt that we reunited in the afterlife and he was passed away and his mother didn't tell me.
he what?
It was just
It
a
was a
nightmare that he
dream.
died.
The dream.
But
It was a
you
dream.
know,
A dream and then
people who
nightmare.
experience dreams like that can have long-lasting after effects. Apparently, we've been reading some books about experts or written by people who specialize in studying sleeping and dreaming,
I've
which is
started smoking
sort
again.
of an aspect that
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
most psychiatrists kind
So
of
what?
ignore.
At least you're not on drugs.
Yep.
For
Well,
real.
right. I've had my experiences with drugs throughout my
So
life,
have I.
addictive drugs, and then other kinds of drugs.
When my mother was killed by a cop on
Oh
the road
God!
when I was
What?
12 years old, he was chasing a 16-year-old in Manans, New York, and my mother went to pick my father up at the country club. He had a meeting or something. And I'm from Albany originally, and anyway, the cop was chasing the 16-year-old, went through the light. My father was just taking a nice little right, and boom, he later of a head injury. It was really tough, but you know, uh, those kinds of things that you go through in life that are devastating,
Mm-hmm.
I would end up in a mental institution myself if it wasn't for a God in heaven that is really alive. I don't know why he allows tragedies. I don't know why God stood by and lets the tragedies happen. I don't know why. But one day you will know. Your sister loved God because Donna used to talk to her about God. So she's in heaven and she's happy and she's comfortable. And although the pain is all over the place for you guys, God is the only entity that will give you. He sticks closest to the brokenhearted. God, awake in heaven, not dead on the cross. And he sticks closest to the brokenhearted. And he will make your. God didn't give you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. You have to go on. You have your father. You have your kids. You'll see them.
I don't have my mother anymore though. I can't trust her. This has been my major problem this year.
Oh.
But she has brain injuries and stuff.
Your mama.
Well, she's
It's one of the
physically
most
alive, but has
broken
been
relationships
sort
of the
half
year.
brain dead for quite a few years due to an injury that she experienced 12 years ago.
It's hard to even talk to her without getting extraordinarily angry.
Yeah, but why should you get angry if she's like disabled? And she
Well,
doesn't
I'm the
know.
one that gets angry. She talks over me. She's partially responsible for the cascade of events that resulted in court involvement in my custody case or no contact order or whatever. So she's partially responsible for that. And then throughout the year, she made false, like she always taught me from a young age to be true to one's word.
Yeah.
And she's failed multiple times this year. And it's been very, very, very difficult
You got that right.
manage the stress, manage the anger, not lash out at her and say awful things to her.
You're gonna have to let go of that, and you're gonna.
I know. You told me that months ago.
And you're gonna have to forgive her because God said, "I'll give you the power to forgive her and go on." You got Daddy here, okay?
Yeah, I know. Thanks, Dad.
And Dad is a good dad, and if I ever told you, let me tell you a little something. I, mother dead, father died. Um, other brother last year, 36 and 3 after 45 years as Disney World chef, retires and gets some stomach sepsis. I went down to see him. He died at the hospital, last year. Okay, all these things that have gone on, and all the terrible tragedies that have happened, they're like Kennedy tragedies in my family.
Kennedy tragedies.
You know how all the stuff the Kennedys went through?
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't alive.
No,
in the
I've
early
read
stages.
stuff. I know about the
Yeah.
grassy
Well, of
knoll or
course,
whatever.
everybody knows
I don't know all the
about,
details.
those of us that have been around Cape Cod all our lives.
Well, I knew the Kennedys, and I knew Maxwell, Bobby Kennedy's son. He's a good friend of mine because I lived in Hyannisport. So
Yeah.
my St. Bernard found their kid's puppy. They couldn't find the puppy all day, and my St. Bernard brought the puppy home. Now,
Those are big, right? Like,
yeah, Polka Dot. My dog Polka Dot. And Polka Dot found their little black lab that the kids were crying about for the day. And from then on, the Kennedys, all of them, Rita, thank you for Polka Dot finding the puppy. So I know that they've been through a lot. Okay,
yes.
and all I can tell you is that there isn't anything right now on the planet, no psych pills, no even mother or father, none of that, or kids. There is nothing in the world that can make us go on and feel like we can make it and feel loved. His name is Jesus. I'm telling you now, he's a walking live creature up in heaven. And you know what?
Mhm.
If it wasn't for him, and I'm not a Catholic, I'm a Christian, Billy Graham, the preacher. If it wasn't for Jesus, who's alive right now, I would either have killed myself or went to a psych ward. But
Yes.
this God in heaven, I have felt his love. And he has kept me going. And he uses me now. God uses me because of what I went through. Instead of being upset about it, I said, okay, God, if that's what you want to use me, is to help people or tell people that they can go to heaven before a man falls off a horse and drops on the ground. You can know that when you die, you're going to see God. The world is coming to a complete filth mess.
I have heard several accounts from one of them is my bail bondsman. I brought up the subject of climate change.
Yeah.
And he said that, it has nothing to do with, it's all a hoax and it's simply
I
a
believe that.
result. Yeah, that's okay.
I believe that.
And we can disagree. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
he said, it's directly a sign of the second coming of Jesus Christ.
Well, there's always climate change. The question is how much is caused
Yeah, it is.
intentionally by human
Yeah,
activity
I don't get
or
into that.
not.
Yeah, yes.
I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like I was at various times this year, I've got like Mormon missionaries in Montana and Mormon missionaries in Escalante, Utah on my phone. I'd be like, hey, like I'm not going to convert to Mormonism for various reasons.
Never. But let me say,
they come talk to me.
no, I mean,
And
God
talk
bless
about the
them.
book
God
of
bless them,
Enoch.
but that ain't where it's at. It's a
Well-
simple thing. It's real simple. Let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
When someone told me about Jesus, and I prayed with them, I was with Donna Storer, and I go, Donna, I'm not going in that church. I'm a Catholic. I don't want to go to that church. I said, don't drag me anywhere. I'm going home. Leave me alone, will you? It was a Sunday when I was 32 years old, and my son almost died of drinking poison by mistake. It's long story.
Alcohol or poison?
No, it was a
poison.
It was cleaning substance. He was 2 years old.
Yeah.
But I said to her, Donna, I'm not going in there. Do you understand? If I have any problems, I'm going to knock on the church door, the Catholic church, and tell the priest to help me. Donna goes, no, listen, Rita, come. And I went to a church reluctantly and sat there, the Bible preaching people. And they said, whoever wants to accept Jesus in their heart, come up. And I go, oh, what the heck, I'll go up there. Oh my God. All I did was pray a prayer. The big hole in my heart from my mother dying 30 years before, the hole my body got all warm. And, I'll tell you, from then on, I'm going to know I got something that is worth more than $10 million. And that is Jesus will see you through. He sticks closer than a brother. He's really real. People could understand. And heaven is real. Heaven is real. And then people go, if God loves you so much, loves everybody so much, why does he put people in hell? I go, I don't know. I'm not God.
Oh,
All
right.
I know is that God.
So,
Huh?
leading up to going to the mental hospital last November, I thought I was God, and I saw various religious figures on my lawn. Jesus, the Virgin Mary, Native American cultural icons.
You're kidding me.
No, not. It was profound.
There's nothing wrong with. What's your first name?
Alec.
Alex, you are a very cute little man. And you know something? You have a sound mind. God didn't give you the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. God gave you a sound mind. You don't need psych
It's his
pills.
fault.
I don't know.
No. But here's the thing: like I haven't been depressed in like 5 years. And it's a psych pill, but it's specific to my condition of bipolar 2 disorder, and it just makes me not be depressed. There's no side effects. I just haven't been depressed since I took it, especially, most importantly, not this year.
Well, let me tell you something.
It's very difficult around everybody's birthdays. Like my ex almost wife, Allie Pizza, that's the last name of the kids, is Pizza Dash Store. But
oh wow,
I mean that's a whole story in itself as how me as a pizza cook invited me into that family.
now you got 2 children. You're a father.
No, a 9 and a 10-year-old who I haven't seen since Christmas Eve.
All right, why don't you start being brave and be a real man?
I tried and it did not work.
And say to the mother, I
cannot talk to her.
You can't?
No. It's
that's
like a
dead.
strict.
That's
He got one of those, what they call.
It's a no contact order.
No, well,
I've been to jail 3 times
Montana,
this year,
they
man.
call it order of protection.
Oh my God!
It really doesn't protect anything.
I couldn't live with that.
I've been placed under arrest 4 times, went to jail 3 times. One of the things I saw in jail was a man smashing his head, as far as I can tell, in a blacked out cell as hard as he could, until he'd pass out for 4 hours. So he'd scream, smash. The concrete was shaking under me.
My God!
Yeah, so and one of the cooks from Montana, he now works at the Chatham Bars Inn. He's a H-2B visa holder, a skilled worker, and he goes back and forth. And he experienced that with me, and it took a few days for me to process. I witnessed. I don't know how he's doing.
So you're not.
So
living
my situation is much less severe than some others that I've met this year, and people that I know from the past. Specifically in Catholicism, the idea of going to the confessionary.
Yeah.
Like I know various people who just sin again and again and again in the most awful ways and then confess.
Well, that's kind of.
I ended up making somebody be in jail on
accident
accident who deserves to be in jail, who's a child abuser.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel good about some results of this year, but I'm done with not being able to talk to my kids. Or their mom. Most importantly, I want to level with their mother.
Charles, can you call her up and talk to her?
No, I
It's
was able to do that.
It's very complicated.
Because that's a grandfather here.
I was able to do that back in. It sort of depended on how she interpreted the terms of that order. I mean, even after the order was initially issued, she thought it was okay for me to spend time with her and the kids. As long as we didn't talk about Alec or say anything to each other that would be construed by law enforcement authorities as third-party communication, communication between her. Because what that order is supposed to do is to shut off all communication in both directions between her and him. And those kind of order, I mean, that the
You
whole
can't- you couldn't get a legal.
well, the whole concept makes no sense to me, and
No.
I think it's completely unconstitutional for such things to be obtained from a court in the United States. And, one reason I think that way is one time I was in Seattle. I mean, due to what was perceived as a domestic disturbance in my house, the police showed up, and after deciding that there was some sort of a disturbance, even though it wasn't a major one, they took the person I lived with off to jail. And then the court issued one of those kind of orders on my behalf against him. And I didn't ask for it, and I tried as hard as I could to get it rescinded.
You have
but
a
with
lawyer?
No luck. Well, I was about getting ready to hire one, but then things started going on with my daughter, Amanda, the one that died last year. And she was in a mental hospital, which she's been in many times over the course of her life. And so I
Alright.
felt like I needed to go to France immediately.
You got that right.
And that coincided with when they had the court hearing scheduled for my friend in Seattle. And they had already issued me a subpoena to appear at that court hearing and testify for the prosecution.
You couldn't do
And
that.
I had already told the person who, they call him a victim advocate, considered me to be a victim. And I said they had issued me a subpoena to appear at the hearing and testify for the prosecution. And I said, okay, I'll show up at the hearing, but I'm going to just tell the true story of what actually happened, and it's going to be more favorable to his defense than your prosecution. But then I ended up just at the last minute saying, sorry, I can't make it. I got more important matters to attend to. And then after I arrived in Europe, I got an email saying that they had decided to dismiss the case entirely and drop all charges against him. And then it took several months after that for us to kind of get over that, and then he moved back into the house, and well, we no longer live in the same house, but I continue to see this guy regularly. I went to Vietnam with him last month. He was here last week for a few days.
Yeah, he's fun.
And this was the person that they thought I needed to be protected against.
Oh my
So
God!
the state initiated it in
I have
Washington, right?
lived this experience myself from a different perspective. And Allie, when she sought that protection order, she either didn't know what she was doing and didn't know the long-lasting harm that it would cause,
Well, she had
or
said,
she was being advised by an unscrupulous lawyer. It's
And
one or the other of
therapist. She has
those.
a
We don't really
therapist.
know what her true intention was, because all communication between her and any member of our
I
family,
can't believe this.
even Surreal.
I don't believe this.
you should hear why I drove out here instead of flew. My friend Nick, who I've been camping with and road tripping with,
Yeah, right.
had he's got his own awful story of childhood abuse and stuff. Regardless, because I've been camping all year and he hadn't been to Montana, he got like a bug in the water and was going to go into anaphylactic shock. So I took him to a clinic. My lawyers advised me not to go to Big Sky. The clinic instructed me to take him, because they couldn't treat him, to Big Sky Hospital. And so I carefully went into Big Sky. I suspected that their mother worked at the hospital, but I wasn't sure. Various police throughout the country in Texas, and I talked to a prosecutor down there. They're like, we don't know how Montana law works, and we can't advise you. So I took him up there. I filled my prescription. I called the hospital to fill my prescription for my mood stabilizer medication, and he got a citation because the car is recognizable and it didn't have a front plate on it. So he got pulled over, and he's like, whoa, what? And then he got a ticket, and then the police came and found me after he came back to the gas station I was waiting at, and then they came up to my window and told me if I call the hospital again, I will go to jail, because in the court paperwork.
Holy shit!
Yeah, holy shit, right?
Now look,
So,
no,
I'm not quite done. So I'm like terrified at this point. I'm like done with jail, and I'm like, yes, sir. okay. And then he walks over to his car as I'm trying to be like, oh, and yeah, the front plate, I'm going to get it fixed. And he ignores me, walks over to his car. And then I pull out, and 3 seconds later, his lights turn on, and then I get a citation for not having the front plate on the car,
Two
which is
people get
blocking
the
my
same
ability to do
citation.
cruise control as I drive across the country, and then also not having the sticker on the back plate. So at that point, my dad's on the phone with Nick, and I'm on the phone with my lawyer. I'm like, ah!
No kidding.
There was two different officers there. The same ones that had placed me under arrest 3 times over the winter.
Oh,
Four
no.
times. 4 times.
Holy God.
So it's a small town. One of them was my neighbor for like 10 years. And
You're kidding me.
I was feeling like that I was being harassed, and I'm like, I need to get out of Gallatin County, Montana right now. And so I drove out here. My mom was driving out here, and then we had a confrontation, and it was ugly, and I didn't want that. I wanted resolution. I've been hoping all year for.
Where is she?
She's in Ogden, Utah.
She is.
Safe, I guess.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Well, you know.
So it's been quite the year, getting pushed and shoved here and there, pulled to other places, and I'm like trying to do my darn best. And I like the Chick-fil-A restaurants I go to are like, they're very helpful. They'll give me food if I need food, and the conversations I have with the people there are great.
They're Christians.
Well, yeah, some of them, and like me, like the one I talked to in Toledo, Idaho, one of the employees gathers spiritual beliefs from all religions. I think the core to me is do unto others as you would want done unto yourself.
Of course.
I had a therapist, Benjamin Russick, at one point who taught me a lot about Gnosticism, which is the years leading up to Jesus and people
Right.
just talking about what's right and good. When I look around at the world, this is part of what got me into trouble, is being anti-Donald Trump.
Well, who likes him? Nobody likes him.
Well, apparently there's still
He
like
took away my mass health just
So,
recently, you know.
my relationship
My,
or
my health insurance. He took it away.
yeah, right. So
Or
I'm
the state did,
like,
whatever.
this is
Federal.
when I went to the hospital prior to saying that I was God. Like, that was a brief moment. Like, I was in a state of like full-blown psychosis after being awake for 40, 50 hours.
Okay,
And then
understandable
manically
so.
writing anti-Trump stuff. Nothing, no threats of violence or anything, but just being like,
Yeah,
I
right.
look over at Palestine, Israel. Like, one of my cousins, Zebulon, works at the United Nations in New
Donna
York.
told me.
Yeah. And he told me, like, he lost family on the October 11th attacks. And he put it in my head that, like, he doesn't support Netanyahu, nor does he support Hamas. There's, like, 99 point whatever percent of us that are just trying to feed their families while nuclear weapons are being, like, saber threatened at other countries.
Yeah.
And so that terrified me for up until around May this year. Existential dread of World War III.
Yeah, well, let me tell you a little something. All the books that you read, all the different religions that you come into, all that stuff, all we want is to know that we have peace in our minds,
Please.
that we have love around us, and an almighty Father in heaven who is not asleep. He is awake, and he's right on your back, and he is going to help you. I want you to pray with me.
Yeah, I will.
Here, I want you to pray.
I want to
with me.
pray for all the children whose faces get blown off by Israeli weapons, or vice versa, or
Well,
Ukraine and
we're
Russia.
praying for that,
The
but like at the
children.
moment, we want to take care of ourselves so that we can go on. Come here. Come here, Alex. And I'm going to pray with him too. I want you to repeat after me, and you call me up in a day or two and tell me you don't feel like $1,000,000. Just let me know. All right.
At various times throughout the year, I've felt everything's great.
No, you're going to feel it now. You're going to feel peace like a river, my brother. Now listen, just repeat after me, okay? He's listening. He's listening. Jesus,
Jesus,
I know you're the Son of God.
I know you're the Son of God,
and you died for me.
and you died for me.
I am sorry for my sins.
I'm sorry for my sin.
And I ask you, Lord Jesus, to come into my heart and help me.
I ask you, Lord Jesus, to come into my heart and help me.
Father God, I pray for this man right now, God. You see him. You're awake. You are in heaven. And you are a God of miracles. You are a God that helps those, and you stand by, and you're closest to the brokenhearted. You can't see, we can't see you, and we can't feel your arms around us for help, but you're there 24 hours away. You don't sleep. And we pray right now, God, that this Store family, God, that you would save them and give them peace, God, and joy and comfort through this time right they're going through. And I come against the spirit of mental illness in the name of Jesus. I come against the demon spirits that's trying to haunt this boy's mind. You get out away from him, devil. And we plead the blood of Jesus over his mind, God. Give him love and peace, God. And just take care of him one day at a time. And let him feel your love when he goes to bed tonight and puts his head on the pillow. He's going to feel that peace that passes all understanding. Peace like a river. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. You're in, brother. You're in. You're okay. He's got you. He's got you.
Well, I've never not felt that, or that my sister was in a good place. But it's the ongoing, like, I can't read the news. I see the gas prices fluctuate, and I know that.
Oh, look,
I hate that there's still like
it's going on, but
old wars being fought in our great grandfather's names that are killing children.
yeah,
ultimately.
it's going on. Things like this have happened. Look what happened during the Nazi with the Jews. I mean, this has been
Yes.
going on. We have to just have God, because God is going to take care of you, and all you can do if you have a problem with what's going on, ask God to help them. That He will. He'll listen to your prayer. And the other thing is, God says a father's prayer that goes up to heaven, He delights in, and He answers. He answers prayer. He answers your prayer. I don't know why God allowed. We don't know why God allowed a man to say. We don't understand it, okay? But you gotta keep the faith and believe that God will show you someday. Why He allowed that, we don't know. We don't know. Why didn't He stop it? You know, why, God? Why didn't you stop that police car from jamming into my mother when I was 11?
My mother played a role in this happening in my life and hers.
She did?
Mhm.
Well, why? Why? Because she's just mean, or because what is it?
I don't know. I don't necessarily want to get into that.
No, we don't have to.
But it's like she's causative factor in why I can't call my kids or their mom right now.
She was involved in that?
Yes. This is their favorite. This is the kids' favorite stuffed animal. They would fight over who gets to sleep with it. Their mom kind of hated it because of how big it was. And on my way out of Big Sky back in early March,
Yeah.
I found it at the thrift store, and I'm like, $5, you're coming with me. And so, and this is one of my one birthday presents. There's there's other hilarious things about this year. Like that same trip that I got the stuffy, I had gone to the post office just prior, and like I was wearing this thing. My car is recognizable. I think some of my son's friends.
You were wearing that?
Saw me. What?
You were wearing that out in the public?
Yeah, of course.
Well,
it's what I've always
I
done.
keep trying to tell them that's one
It
of
doesn't
the
help.
things that doesn't
But
help.
no,
let me finish this. Let me finish
Go
this.
ahead.
So I go to the post office to like forward my PO box of mail somewhere else, and then I'm leaving, and I see my kid's fro like somebody called their mom. I don't know. He was like running by in the post office laughing within 300 feet, and I'm like. And then I had to like slowly pull out, like busting out loud, crying at the time. In hindsight, it's funny. And then I went to the shooting range up the street, and there was some dude with a AR-14 or whatever, and I bounced around with my hat and took. I'm not allowed to have firearms, but I turned it into I try to lighten the mood because I had to sit there and cry and call my lawyer and like very jerkily pull out without looking at my son or his mother.
Oh wow, that is wicked painful.
That was one of the more dumb
That is so
parts of the year.
painful.
But in hindsight, I'm like, what's kind of funny, and it's kind of not, because I don't want to go back to jail where I saw people do things and not
No.
receive help.
What's your
Care.
kids' names?
Orion and Kaya.
And who?
Kaya.
Kaya?
K-A-I-A.
Orion and Kaya. I'm going to be praying because I go to prayer every morning at 7 with my people. We pray for the country and the whatever.
All the countries, all the people in the world.
We pray for the whole world, Israel and everything. But I'm going to pray specifically because I'm going to pray for you that God does a miracle and that your kids tell their mother they want to see Daddy. God can do it.
I don't doubt they have.
What?
I don't doubt that they have said that.
Oh, and she won't let them.
Right. Like she.
Well, let's pray
my
that
own
that
mother
woman,
keeps saying that I'm in a state of mania, which is
that's not true.
I know. I've been seeing doctors and therapists, world-class therapists.
You're fine.
Back in December, my mother came to Big Sky when I pleaded with her not to, as my relationship was falling apart.
Right.
And she came up and she misled Allie Pizza and said she was trying to manipulate me to go to some hospital in California.
Holy
And
shit.
then made some weird ass allegations about drug use. And in the court paperwork, it says that Allie didn't necessarily believe her, but it did not help. And I asked her not to come up, and she came up anyway.
Now, is your mother sound-minded?
No. Two brain injuries.
She's had brain injuries?
Yes.
Well, then you have to understand you're not dealing with your real mama. She's disabled.
One thing of historical interest here.
Her
is
husband, or her father,
that,
Alzheimer's.
her father had Alzheimer's, but
10 years he was gone.
But that was kind of later. I mean, when I first met her father, he seemed like a perfectly normal, nice guy. I mean,
He's succumbed to Alzheimer's.
Well, I know
in a
that
big
a lot
way.
of people do, but I met him when he was fairly young and a professor at Oregon State University. But the thing about your mom is that she has her own history of attempted suicide.
She has?
Like that. Yeah.
Oh, so in other words,
going
My
back to
mom
even-
and my sister have
honey,
a much
listen,
stronger
that
diagnosis
isn't
of mental
you.
illness. I know.
Yeah,
I'm
I
well
know.
It's
aware
not
of it.
you.
But
It's
what,
your
we're
mother.
both well
but what
aware
that
of it.
led to is her firm belief that both of her children inherited certain traits from her.
She's
that's her thing?
She's not a medical expert. She's not a psychologist. She's not a psychiatrist. But she thinks she's an expert on me, even though I haven't really had a relationship with her very much since I was like 13, and him and her got divorced.
Oh.
Then I went to boarding school, a very good boarding school,
Yeah.
Wasatch Academy in Mount Pleasant, Utah, and that was a Presbyterian school, and that was cool.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. The thing is, we go back now to when you were 13, when a man and a woman, mother and father, break up or something at a critical age when the kids are 13 and that. I want to tell you something. The security's going all of a sudden, and things get really disrupted, and you get really affected.
But that's what my mother claimed. But what really was happening is middle school sucked. Like I couldn't there was all these cliques at the Ogden Middle School, and I didn't fit in exactly anywhere. I couldn't find a girlfriend, and it just that's what really bothered me. Not my parents' separation. That's what really had me in a funk.
Because she and I went to great lengths to
take care of the kids.
Have a non-hostile
divorce. I was not at all worried about their divorce, even though my mother insisted that was the cause of me becoming depressed. Well, it was middle school.
Well, the reason she insisted that was because some, I don't know whether it was a psychologist or a psychiatrist we went to, and I actually was with her when we went to see this guy, and he was the one that came up with that theory, and that it was all caused by divorce.
I remember playing games,
and
it is a lot of bullshit. But I'm the one that lives my experience. I know what I experienced this year, last year, all 43 years of my life, and none of it. I have been depressed and thought about ending my life, and that's why I started taking this current medication that I've been taking all year. For a DUI that I got expunged for my record, I was not DUI. But this was a huge pain in the ass because one court said I could leave Montana and enjoy a beer, and then a week later, my lawyer's like, "Don't listen to them," because there's another court that said I may not leave Montana or enjoy a beer. And at this point, I was hanging out with Jack Mormon, Shane Roos, who'd successfully sued a police department. It took years, but
Wow.
like this DUI caused me incredible emotional trouble. Like
Oh,
I shouldn't
yeah.
have even been arrested. It was one of my ex cooks. I was informed.
Holy
Called one of my ex co-owners and made these claims that I said that I was going to drink myself to death in the forest. That I was poaching Forest Service cabins. None of these allegations are
true.
true. No, I listened to the recording and I was told not to like remix it or DJ with it until the thing's out of the way, and now it's out of the way. So music is one of my outlets. Cooking, being I'm an Aquarius, and I guess
wow.
I never really believe in astrology, but being in or on the water, skiing, in
Yeah.
it, in a tub, taking a shower,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
my kids, like last year when we go to the pool and like we had a family pass or whatever, and there has a little water slide. My daughter'd come flowing through like meow. And it was beautiful.
Oh,
It was
I
beautiful.
believe that you're
And we're
gonna.
all Aquarii, like that.
I believe.
Except
I
for
believe.
mom, she's like a fire sign.
She is.
I
Do
think
you
so.
still love her?
January 10th.
Do you-
Of course, I always will, as the mother of my children.
All right.
But I
well,
do
then-
not seek
all right,
to
if you
rekindle
love
that
her,
relationship.
She loves you down deep too. You don't know
I'm
it.
sure. Well, it's because our kids are awesome. She did a great job.
Yeah.
Like the moment we discovered that she was pregnant with our daughter, like our relationship happened. She got a divorce like a week after we met, and then we started dating and doing the thing that makes kids.
Good.
So, and Amanda at the time described it as with the term limerence, which is a unhealthy, obsessive form of love.
Right.
Like it happened like literally, like she had been married since she was 16 or in that relationship with
Oh,
Aaron
see,
Dillard.
so she quick went into another relationship. And
She had never
didn't give herself some time.
Now she has though. Now
Well-
she's doing everything herself, and I'm like, hey, I'm like.
And she's not married again, and she's without
I have
with the
no
guy.
idea.
We
Or
really
maybe
don't
she's with
know.
a girl.
have
We don't
no
know.
way of finding
Maybe
out
she's
what
with her
not.
lawyer.
She's
Who
not.
knows?
She's not.
I don't
She
know.
loves
I mean, the main clue that you have that she actually does work at the hospital is the fact that the
Right.
police were
I
threatening to
accidentally
arrest you
found out.
for
The
calling.
police in Texas told
Because-
me I could
be-
not possibly know,
because
and then I found out on accident.
because if he calls the hospital, that would be construed as an attempt to contact her.
or her
Oh,
employer,
wow.
right?
What,
So
what did
I'm,
she do at the hospital?
I don't know, and I can't know because I can't ask
Well,
anybody.
Yeah, all right, okay.
I know. I mean, that time when I was out there in January, and
Better to find it
and
as
she
funny than
invited me to-
terrifying.
she invited me and
You're cute. You're good, handsome, and cute. Don't you worry. You got a good father here. You're gonna be okay.
I'm following
But
his
when
footsteps
She
in many
invited
ways.
me and Quinn to go over to her house to have dinner with her and the kids, and it was Quinn's birthday.
Oh.
I mean, I knew then she worked at the hospital because she talked about it.
Oh. Now I've known your brother Toby for 40 years. Toby, when my boy was, I raised my little boy. I
How
got-
many kids do you have?
I had 2 miscarriages, only one
Oh,
that
I'm
I
sorry.
worshipped
She
him.
had my ex had a
I
miscarriage.
worshipped him. Okay, he was my little worship. He was born of wealthy. Let me tell you something. Toby was always like kind to me and would say to Donna, "Is she okay? Is everything okay?" Yeah. The father was a look. I thought he had money. A lot of landscaping businesses, and I said, "Oh, good. I could have 5 kids with this guy." I was like 31. That was what I was thinking. I could have a
Sure.
family, and he could support them.
Well, that's what Al Storer did too.
My father.
Yeah,
What did he do?
have 5
kids.
and support them.
Yeah, well, I knew this guy could do that because they were all cowboys on the Cape. They were all these jerks that I didn't want to be with when I was 32 years old. So I got involved with this PCF Portuguese, whatever. anyway, he said we'll get married. Well, me not knowing Jesus at the time, had sex with him and had a baby before we got married.
Oh, right. I did that twice.
When I was at the hospital, Cape Cod Hospital, having Aaron with the cesarean, he comes walking in 3 days later at 40 years old, or he was like 39, his first kid and only kid. He waits 3 days to see me. You know what I told him? I knew where you were. My friend told me you were with some other woman. Guess what, pal? It's over. It's over. Get out of the hospital. You can see Aaron whenever you want. You go to his baseball games, and I will never talk bad about you. I don't want nothing to do with you because my doctor told me he'll do it again when you're married. Get rid of him now while the getting's good. My doctor told me, and so I did. So I raised Aaron alone. But he's now a physician's assistant,
Nice.
which is very together.
Yes.
He's okay.
I was an award-winning chef in Big Sky and the breadwinner for my family until everything imploded shortly after my sister passed away.
You were a chef?
I am. Yeah.
Are you really?
Yes, that's my trained profession, a pizza chef, and my kid's last name is Pizza. And pizza brought us together because me and one of my chefs many years ago were hiring for a pizza cook in Salt Lake City. And an application came in from who became my best friend, Cody Pizza. I met his sister 10 years later.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
incredible.
And we connected in a lot of ways. Music, that relationship is torn asunder, and I'm like, so all these, I considered Allie's mother more my mother than my mother. This woman, Gloria Holiday in Boulder, Utah, has supported me at the hardest times of my life.
Right.
Especially this year. I stayed with her for 4 weeks as she helped me determine if I should go back to Montana, but the lawyers weren't getting anywhere, or travel to Texas. And so I've been I've put 11,000 miles on that car this year.
What year is it?
2020. And it's awesome. That thing's been on YouTube. It was custom built in
Where'd you
Belgrade,
get it?
Montana. I got out of jail and I saw it sitting there, and I'm like,
Why did
price
you get out
was
of
right.
jail?
Well, I went 3 times. That was after the fake DUI that caused me to lose a 2005 4Runner.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
I had fucked it up, but I never, Allie bought it, and she bought it because she wanted a V8 4Runner and jumped on it, and it was from a kind of questionable dealership, and it ended up having a hole in the exhaust manifold. Anyway, that's the car I ended up with, even though I just bought a 2014
So
Subaru.
you left
outright.
your home life in Montana now?
Yeah, I can't access my chef gear. I can't access, he's been working on making my birth certificate appear here.
Where is your stuff?
In Montana, but I don't know at what address. All of my life, I want a paddleboard. I want something.
No,
I've got
where's
nothing.
your paperwork and your stuff? Your stuff.
My court stuff?
Well, I don't know.
It's all in her hands. It's all being held hostage by the courts at this point, by her
That's
lawyer.
your stuff.
Oh, I know.
Hey, look.
There's a Nintendo
Charles,
Switch I want.
He needs a lawyer.
We have 2
We
very
got
expensive lawyers.
but they're,
Oh my gosh,
we have a meeting tomorrow with them.
Ah!
jointly,
Be tough here. You need to
yeah,
fight this.
and with the therapist that he's been most recently.
Yeah.
You need to be a warrior. God will
I am.
fight your God will fight your battle.
Yeah,
I know.
My
Well, I've been trying to stand up to these
I've been trying.
challenges.
I mean,
and
I
be
don't
cute.
know.
Daddy's been helping you.
But it seems. I mean, the lawyers have been saying there is a way to clear this up, but it takes time, and you have to follow these procedures. But
Well,
Yeah,
there,
some of
my
that-
kid's
some of
mother.
that has been frustrating to him because it involves paying the lawyers even more money than we've already spent on.
We
Well,
don't
no, this
like
goes
that.
back a long ways. Her lawyer initially in January, the first time I went to jail that I was actually expecting, because I knew I fucked up. But I had our Verizon bill is $400 a month, so I took my number out of it to Mint Mobile prior to the courts being involved.
Yeah.
And because she had all car titles, all accounts with Verizon in particular. So Mint Mobile was like, there's a 4-digit PIN being sent to Allie's number, and you need it to get my old professional number. I needed it. And then I asked my lawyer at the time, Carrie Wasserberger, like, please ask her lawyer for the thing, which would have taken all of 10 seconds to effectuate through text
No
messages.
kidding.
2 weeks later, I also ended up with a fender bender. Didn't know how to get my insurance information, and then
Holy
the
Jesus.
police were like, "Hey, you're gonna get action taken either way. You need your insurance information, or if you break the order, you're going to jail." And then I broke the order, and I was freaking out at the time. And I'm like,
Oh,
sending.
this is, they're all out for money, the courts and the lawyers anyway.
Well, it's a for-profit justice system. I've seen it.
They all
firsthand.
want money.
Well, it's the ecosystem around it. All the like drug test places and whatever. There's a bunch of money and backhand deals.
Big money. That's
Big
what,
money. A huge
they go
portion of
after-
the U.S. economy. A significant
and
portion.
if they find out you have any money, they'll go.
That's
after
what
you.
happened.
They'll
I
go
said
after you.
the first court thing, I had said, like, I had mentioned that my father has money. And that's when my bail was set at $50,000.
Holy
Other people in the jail
Why
that
did you
had
say
that had
that?
hurt
Why did you
people.
say
Because I don't know. Because I'm overly honest with the police throughout
all
my
right,
life.
All right.
I got
all right.
sentenced to extra time when I was 23 for saying that marijuana should be decriminalized in the state of Utah. And then that judge threw the book at me. I learned this year that in 2018 he had offed himself and his family had a big drug problem. But he was extraordinarily hard on drugs for other people, but not his own family. He used his judge money to make sure his kids had access to high quality OxyContin.
Holy God. I'm going to tell you.
This is my experience with the U.S. justice system.
So are you going to settle on Cape?
No, I don't want to,
No,
and I want to
because
go home and
he
hug my
wants to
kids.
go Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, right. Definitely.
He needs to be allowed to see his kids under some circumstances.
Like even a FaceTimer playing. I've been like on a quest to play Minecraft with my daughter.
You know what you should do? Listen carefully. You should get a really good licensed psychiatrist on the Cape. Just listen.
Yeah,
And you let her know and be real regular, okay?
I'm extraordinarily honest with my
and
doctors.
let her know
like,
that there's
beyond the
nothing
pale.
wrong with you. Then that goes to the court in Montana. I
They
have
can't.
had. Huh?
I talked to a psychologist in Texas. They can't. Like I've talked to many psychologists, psychiatrists, an ER doctor that checked me out, and I've released all of this information to the court months ago, and they still said it wasn't enough.
But Charles,
And they made me take pictures of my prescription medication. I'm like, here, like leave me alone.
bipolar. That's nothing.
Well, no, for me it's not.
No,
Like, I
well,
haven't
it's
been
nothing to
depressed
them.
all
It
year.
shouldn't be anything to them either that you're bipolar.
Like this is what gets me because of my mother's involvement. Like if I wasn't taking that medication and this happened, like, ooh, I don't know if I would have hurt myself.
It's
Thanks, Mom.
good that he's on the bipolar medicine. The
Yeah.
courts will like that he's
Well, they
willing to
should
get
have
it
months
together.
ago.
He's going to a psychiatrist, a good one here on Cape Cod. And they send that information to the courts in Montana, and all he wants is to come home, relax,
Where is
and
my
to have
mom?
his children come once a week.
Yeah.
That and you
Well,
should,
there's still this point of view hanging over that system that perceives him as a threat to his own children of some kind.
Their mother could
you
simply.
never hit them or
Their
anything.
mother could simply drop the order, and then I proceed with the separation the way my father did with my mother, which involves not police.
Yeah, we
But
didn't
she likes to.
involve any
I don't know. It
I
feels like
think
she
that
wants
this
the
doesn't-
police
this
to be our
doesn't sound
therapist.
too hard for God.
Okay, I'm
This
listening.
is not a very hard thing for God to do, okay? And so now I'm going to get Don and me. We're going to pray, and the church is going to lift your name up, and we're going to we have a big church where people get healed right away of eyesight,
Go.
ear, deafness. We got a God. We got the God.
Well,
Our church is good.
Here's my issue. Like the people I've met this year, there was one gentleman that was sold by his own mother at age 4 to a pedophile, bought back at age 12. And the abuse that I heard about, like, if that's still happening under his watch, I'm like, come on. make that stop.
Well,
And that's
we
sickened me
can't
more
worry
than
about
anything.
people's problems. We're worried about you getting
Well,
a
we're all
good
one.
bill of sales goes to the courthouse, that you are in a sound mind, you have been counseled, you have had pills,
All
bipolar,
year.
you're fine.
I like put it on video that I take my damn pill.
You take your bipolar and you are, at your father's house on Cape Cod relaxing.
Not camping anymore.
No, you stay, daddy's here, and that, you're going to, do you have any real sound-minded friends there in Montana?
Yeah, and then throughout, I have a bunch of people, old and new, that can vet to my decision making throughout the year, and I already
You
have
got people
statements
solid?
from some of them. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
You
like
hang with
people
them.
that don't have
Hang with the
history
loser, you'll be a loser. Hang with those that got it together, and you'll
Yes.
have it together.
which I've been doing all year for sure.
You're all right. You're fine.
For the most part, I made a few mistakes hanging with one of my friend's brothers, Bryce, who I already knew was like not a good person.
Yeah, you can't
injecting
do that.
drugs and-
You can't afford to do that.
And he messed with me a bit, but
Now, do you have your stuff in your apartment or house or something?
it's in Allie's possession, or hopefully she didn't destroy my stuff. There was a bunch of nicotine
Apparently she
lozenges.
moved to another house, and
Yes,
Did
yes.
she bring his stuff?
in the
I hope
course
so.
of moving,
I imagine she did.
we
Call
don't.
her up.
We don't.
I cannot. I cannot. I go to
Let her
I
jail.
can't.
I go to jail
I
instantly.
tried to.
We have to
find
go
out.
through lawyers.
First, I sent a message to one of the lawyers saying, "Is it okay if I, call Allie to ask about whether she can send Alec's birth certificate
Oh my
and
God.
other paperwork that he
Yeah.
needs, just so that he doesn't necessarily need it right away. It just needs to be kept in a safe place,
Yeah.
such that he knows where it is, and if he
Yes.
doesn't need it, he knows where to get it."
Yes.
Like just to get, the only reason he wants a birth certificate is because you need that in order to get a passport.
Well, I've asked for the simplest concessions throughout the year. It started
And
with
what
the phone
happened?
number.
He doesn't have an immediate need for a passport, but now that he's been spending time with
Well, what did they say?
Amanda's children and her husband, who are off somewhere in Chatham right now.
Yeah, the lawyers told me at one
But-
point
but
that my
then,
kids could be here.
But the answer was, you need to have us contact her through her attorney.
It costs money.
That requests the birth certificate. So
Did they do it?
I found out just a small amount of information that the lawyer responded a day or two later saying that Allie does have his birth certificate, but does not have the social security card.
Or the
And-
nicotine lozenges
Yeah,
that
right,
I need
but
to
no,
quit
I don't wanna
smoking.
get the-
Okay.
Wait, you
this
can
one.
get another
But,
social
and,
security
and
card.
that she's willing to send it to you. That was on July 10th. It still has not shown up here.
Oh, but at least you've got some action
At least
going.
I got some an answer, but then I followed up 2 more times with, okay, did she send it or not? And does she have a reason for not having sent it?
Because she has to send it legally.
Yeah, and then otherwise it becomes possession of stolen property. And I even asked the lawyers.
Okay, Charles!
I said, can we get some kind of court action against her to compel her to send it? And the answer to that they gave me was, yeah, we can get a court order, but she may not comply with the court order. So I said, I haven't.
He's helping your father.
I haven't gone.
I know.
I
He's
haven't
doing good.
It's a battle.
responded to that part yet. But the obvious question there is that if she's not compelled to comply with a
She's
court
still
order,
stealing.
then why is Alec compelled to comply with this so-called protection order?
No, I paid a bunch of money. I gave her $10,000 or more around the time of her birthday, hoping that would help alleviate things. But it was surrounded by
You gave it
angry
to
text
who?
messages to my ex, to the mother of my kids.
Well, yeah.
I paid rent
That's good.
for her. I mean, we had a whole
This
plan.
is good stuff. This
Yeah,
is
yeah,
good
yeah.
stuff.
We had a whole plan when we knew we were getting separated that she was going to try to make $35K a year, keep the kids in Big Sky, and get $500 a month 3-bedroom condo through subsidized housing.
That's
And so
nice.
she got put on a waiting list, and then I believe that's where she moved, which is right next to the thrift store. I can't go back to Big Sky without being like terribly afraid at this point.
You got that
Because I
right.
have 2 charges: obstruction of justice and the felony violation of asking for my old phone number. So I've asked for the simplest concessions throughout the year: a picture of my daughter, And then at one point, I was informed that Allie wasn't even she wasn't even sure if her lawyer was still representing her for like a month and a half during the most intense period of time for me. When I'm like asking my lawyer, like, please, can I send my daughter a Minecraft gift card? Can I let my kids know? Can I go snowmobiling with them on these new like assets I purchased to snowmobiles?
And what happened?
Nothing. No communication. Nothing came back, and that like A, angered me.
Wow.
B, made me extraordinarily sad. And at that point, it was a lesser amount of confusion. Now I just put it all in confusion.
All right.
I don't know why she's not dropping this. It's like our whole relationship involved what a therapist called coercive domestic control. Like she'd try to.
You gotta get the freaking people out of your face and
I know.
deal with her
It was
yourself.
supposed. We were supposed to like. On Christmas Eve, I had already arranged a therapist through what used to be called Women in Action. It's now called Wellness in Action. It's a true nonprofit. And we would have paid like $40 per session every week to, me and the kids and her talk about. And we actually had our last couples therapy session because we had a couples therapist at that point. This was after I didn't know that this court stuff had been filed, and her and her mother didn't tell me on Christmas Eve, but they had already started this process like 4 days prior. And then I'm up skiing. We had a remote meeting where we're like, okay, when we talked about how maybe I'll go pick up my daughter to take her to the hot tub, to the swimming pool, and then she had a look in her eye. She knew it was coming. 4 hours later, the police were at my car when I got done skiing.
Holy jeepers!
She had this look in her eye, and I'm like, but I didn't even remotely suspect that it was because police. Like when I got done skiing,
What about your
two
father
officers
going
there.
out? What about you going?
He did. He helped me during the time that things were
As soon
most
as
gnarly.
as soon as I started, well, at first why did I buy the? I mean, I had already.
It's heavy to even.
I had already planned to go to Seattle for the last 2 weeks of December I've been going there sometimes every year, not every year.
Right.
And financially supporting me
anyway,
and Allie and the kids.
I was planning to go there anyway, because that's when Quinn's birthday is, January 6th, so I usually try to go early enough, sometime between Christmas and New Year's, or on one of those holidays when the airfares are slightly lower than they are on the days leading up to the holidays, and then stay. Then I'm there long enough past New Year's Day that getting back here doesn't cost me. So anyway, I already.
It's very frugal.
So then I thought, well, while I'm there, I'll fit in a trip to Montana because it's a lot quicker and cheaper to get there from Seattle than it is from here. So I was able to find some reasonably priced airplane tickets, and I took Quinn with me. And we were there for his birthday, and that's when we went over to Allie's house for dinner.
Now, who's these kids?
These are Amanda's kids.
Okay.
And her husband, Turu.
Yeah, we're all.
Oh, hi guys. My name is Rita. How are you? I'm friends with for 30 years with Donna Storer. Donna, and Donna is my good friend, and I've known Toby. Everybody. And you guys are, how long are you here for?
Until next Monday.
You've been swimming?
We're gonna go swimming.
Oh, that's nice.
Where are you going, to the pond?
How old are you?
Crow's Pond?
14.
Oh.
Where are you going swimming?
Well, the ocean's right here. Isn't it right here? The ocean's right here.
Oh, you went shopping, yes.
Look at the long legs on her. Now, where'd she get them from? Her grandfather?
Her mother.
Or her oh, long legs. She's got nice long legs. Look at her, thin. Oh, I wish I was young again. I'm telling you, when you get older, you can't lose the weight. Oh, lobster! I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so nice.
I got to choose the things that I wanted to put on it.
Oh,
Oh, hi. What's your name?
This
Oh.
one, it's a
What is it?
special one for you,
Paul?
Alec.
Paul.
He doesn't speak English as well as me.
What does he speak? What,
English.
French,
what do they
French,
speak?
French.
Hey, alla biblioteca. Alla biblioteca. It means library, right?
So I didn't
Oh yeah.
go to the
Bibliothèque.
store, so
Bonjour, bonjour,
because I've been
monsieur.
at bar to say,
Bonjour, monsieur.
Yeah, that's whatever. Do you want sushi or not? I'm ready to make it.
Boy, I'm glad I got to meet you two because I like you both. How old are you?
And
10.
He's the same age as my daughter.
oh,
And they can't talk right now, and I'm like, this is like a difficult time of year for these guys, and it's like, come on. But
I like to go horseback riding.
I hope this all gets
That's
resolved
my
very
fun
soon.
thing. I like to ride.
Mhm.
Horseback. It knocks everything out of you when you ride horses.
Yeah. This guest ranch I used to work at long ago. So my dad used to listen to this radio station. What was it called? The cow one.
KJQ.
Yeah, KJQ. And so I go, and years later, I go work at this guest ranch, and one of the neighbors, Breck, and so Breck used to be a DJ in Salt Lake for that very radio station, but
Yeah.
then he like pieced out of society, went down and raised 2 kids in a 1-bed yurt. So he built a yurt down in the
Holy wow.
and now they've got a whole horse riding business.
Oh, I would
They
love
bring
that.
over,
I
they'd
want to
bring
go there.
over, like, so I was a cook at this
Yeah,
guest
we
ranch,
used to go
and
to
then
the
a bunch of French guests would come over, pay a bunch of money to have Breck like move cows
Wednesday
around with
night.
them on the horseback. They dress up as American cowboys. It was, and
How
I-
far
I-
are you from Colorado?
Oh,
Well, where am I? I mean,
No, I have a nephew your age that has a wife
over
and
the
3 kids.
yeah,
And they grew
like
up.
Utah, Montana, Colorado.
He's in Denver.
Yeah,
And
that's
Lone
close.
Tree.
It's like 8 hours.
And the other nephew's Lone Tree's your age. He's a pilot for American Airlines, the head pilot. He gets on those planes. I mean,
Yeah.
forget it.
I'm just looking for private chef work at this point.
Yeah,
That was been the whole plan all year. I have my own business started.
yeah.
I
do
might
wanna
go
to
work with
Orleans
Zach and go
get my
fishing with him
prescriptions.
for a
I've got
minute
all
to
3 of my
distract my.
prescriptions
Like,
ready
I'm tired of
picked up, and
feeling
if I
that
wait
way
too
every
much longer,
morning when I
I'll
wake
get
up.
out of bed
and every
every
You,
night
you
when I
don't
go
want
to
to
bed.
escape and come to church tonight, do you?
turn them to the shelf, but
Probably
High-end
not.
at 7 o'clock.
I'd rather get that.
All right, it's all right.
today.
No, I went to. I might at some point. I almost went to Mormon church.
No, this
I almost
no,
went.
no,
I
no.
confessional for all my sins at one point.
Forms
No,
and
we got
also
my church. It's like
the
real
email
cool.
that I sent.
Black people, white
I've already
people.
decided I'm not going to drive today.
After
All right. Well, you have this one
informed
guy
me
came
of
in.
their existence
He was
back
shooting
in
up. He was
You-
accused of murder.
June.
This is
Yeah.
like 12 years ago. Jewish. His name was Josh Shapiro. He walks into the church
They,
to the pastor. Hey, look,
there's
I'm going to court.
still some things
I
that
didn't do it. They say I
don't
did.
I
And,
Yeah.
the,
kinda
and the
printed-
pastor said to
printed
him,
out the email too,
Joshua,
and made some
"We're all going to
uh,
pray for you.
uh,
When you go in there and
handwritten
just
notes on
tell
it,
the
because
truth,
there's
and
things
God will
on
be
there
with you.
like
We're going to pray
I
for you."
understand.
That's what I've been doing the whole damn
in
time.
that
Like,
email,
especially with my
Suzanne
psychologists
Tell
and
the truth.
doctors and therapists. They know exactly the truth about any like past drug use, anything.
Because it says
Like
Suzanne
me and
Peter
their
handwritten.
mom and my best friend Cody, like we would regularly go camping with other community members and families,
but
and
They're
a few
asking
times
you
a
to
year
leave
take
certain
ecstasy
parts blank
at
and they'll
night
fill
at
that
appropriate
stuff in
times.
later.
All right.
no, right, but like so
And
when
it's
I went to
not
the
true. I mean,
hospittal,
the form
and, you know,
appears to
microdosing
serve multiple
psychedelics, whatever.
purposes, like
You don't need that stuff, honey.
combination and
No, I know,
renunciation.
but it's been a part of my life for a long time.
Yeah, well, that can mess you
I
up.
don't
You know
know
that
why.
stuff.
I mean,
that
the biggest
you,
question
you,
is
you
why
don't want that
things
no more. You
all
gotta sound
Paul-
mind.
No, and
Sign
weed and stuff, but like
copies of
all
that form
You stop
too.
before it. When
all
Because
plants are
even if
like given to
they're
us by God.
listed
now.
on the
Yeah.
account says.
So,
they
but
call
any
it
case,
contingent
my point
beneficiary,
is,
which
when I
means
went to
they
the
get to be the
hospital, I had taken
beneficiary you're no longer
And it
alive,
didn't have to
but-
do with why I
but
went
you
to
are
the
alive,
hospital.
so there should be no
That had to
reason
do with
for
staying
anybody
awake for
other
40
than you
hours.
to
I didn't
sign
do
anything.
anything I normally don't do.
That's-
Allie had gone to Ireland,
if there's some
and it was the off season,
clerk
so
of
I didn't
Utah
have much of a
law,
workload.
I mean,
And she had been
must
around
be
the kids,
to
like we
sign
didn't even use
forms like that,
babysitters, right?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So for like 9 years, she is with the kids every day.
Good mother.
And then I'm like, hey, take a break.
When she was here,
Here's like use 5,000 of our dollars to go anywhere in the world. And she chose Ireland.
Isn't that really
Yeah.
intense?
No, it was awesome.
Still
And
trying to
then
get
and then
Sabine
so she
called.
goes over there. I'm all
She's
watching
up
her,
above
like everything was
Oh,
great.
okay.
She's
So
smiling.
maybe
And then
she has come to
I
terms with
go
that
to the
and
mental
recognizes
hospital, and her
Well,
trip
sign
turns
that
into
was
living
not
hell. Like
necessary.
CPS got called, Child Protective Services.
I don't.
My blood got
I'm
taken,
quite sure what
and
to
then
do
in
next.
so I went to the hospital, and
I
they
think I would rather start
tested
by
my blood, and they're
talking
like,
to
yeah, we
Peter,
can't
not
tell
her.
the difference without a $2,000
I don't know
test
Peter's email
between
address, so
amphetamine
that's fine.
or ecstasy, because they're almost the same
Right.
molecule but a completely different drug.
Yeah, right.
And then
I
we
assume he
knew,
does have
like the
to have
doctors
a
told
license
us,
to
like,
drive.
yeah, it's what Alec thought he took, which is what, I test all, it's all fine. Like, I know exactly what I took. And then in the court thing, it says, like, he tested positive for meth. And I'm like, oh, excuse me?
Wow.
You're right. But I'm like science minded. Like, I know what I'm doing. And so, like, that's one of the accusations that still stick in there that sucks is I travel around the country. If I've had various police encounters with police that are respectful and awesome, and they read my whole shit show, and they're like, okay, are you taking your meds? And I'm like, yeah.
That's what you want. What is his name?
See real.
Huh?
See real.
The real?
See real Minaj.
I wanted to say that was nice. It's nice to meet you.
Oh, thanks. Nice
So-
to meet you.
I pray for you all the time, though, because God sticks closest to the brokenhearted. He's with you, man. He's with you. He's the only one that can comfort us at this stage of the game. But we can make it with God. God's going to help you.
One of the interesting things about that organization, Wellness in Action, we like they've been helping me. Like I've got my therapist Jana is through them, and then there's another person that's kind of an organizer that helps me with my thoughts about the stuff I witnessed in jail, how to contact the ACLU or
Right.
anonymously report it or whatever. Because
He's honest with them. That's what I like.
yeah. And so they were gonna give me. I ended up picking this up on the way, but they were gonna give me a bunch of this stuff, and so this is Narcan.
Oh, that's you take that if you're
If I encounter somebody like at a truck stop or
Oh,
whatever, I can save their life.
Wow.
And apparently in big
Fentanyl.
cities-
That stops fentanyl. You're having
no,
a-
this is to bring
it's
somebody
not-
out of overdose.
Yeah, I just said if you're overdosing of fentanyl.
Yeah, which I don't use any of that,
Yeah, that-
but I know how to
that kills.
recognize somebody that is in that might die, and I know how to administer this. So one of the things is in big cities where there's huge fentanyl problems, the police carry this kind of stuff, but
Yeah, I
they're
know.
so tired.
I know, I'm a
they
nurse.
Get,
I
they
know
get
about
so
that.
tired of bringing people out of overdose that sometimes they just are like, whatever.
Some people that
Yeah.
so a girl that rented a room for my house.
So I just have a bunch of like testing kit. It's not for
Isn't
me.
that-
It's for
No, that's nice.
others,
That's really
right.
nice, you know.
yeah, it's just because I like to help people, but I've been hurt. Like as I got separated from my job, one of my cooks, Ruben, had meth mouth
Right.
from much earlier in his life, and he would call out regularly from infection or he couldn't sleep.
Right.
And so I worked with this organization. We had to get him $500 of free dental health care in 2025 and then 2026 because this is right around
Wow.
Christmas. Yeah. And then I paid the extra $300 to cover his bill, and then he said he was going to pay me back like immediately. Then he said he was going to pay me back
No,
in March,
no.
and he still hadn't paid me back. And I'm like,
They say
"Dude,
don't give out money and expect it back,
I
but I mean wait
know.
for it. But like don't.
I've been burned by a couple close friends and people that I poured everything
My
out
nephew in Colorado, he borrowed $1,200 from me. I never saw it again because his truck got repoed. But
Well, and it's good. Like Cody Pizza, you know, Allie's brother has a friend in Salt Lake who has like very serious mental health issues,
right,
and he gave him like 12,000 to help him keep his property because his parents were gone.
you know,
And so he's a very good person, but he's abandoned me now, and I'm like,
yeah, but you know, I'll
where's
tell
my
you
friend
something.
at?
There's a lot of people. The world's big, and the world does not have much of a sound mind left. You know, they're all out of their minds.
I know.
No, they're all out of their minds, okay?
Yeah.
And they're not stable, and they're not
Yeah.
with God.
I get
And
accused of not being stable, and like,
No, you get yourself a
around.
full-time job,
Well, look,
okay?
I know, but look,
And
well,
get-
no, it's my private chef work.
Yeah, you'll get your private chef work going, and records, and pay taxes, and get a psychiatrist that's
Mhm.
really, really sound-minded,
Yes.
and go
I
to
do,
church
which I
where they're
do.
preaching Jesus. In
I'll
fact,
do
when you
that.
get back home, and you know what? In 2 or 3 months, you'll be back. You'll be able to see those kids.
Well-
No judge will say no.
Here's another part of it is paying taxes. Like I want to be a conscientious tax objector, which like I want to pay taxes for the good things and not to the bad things.
Yeah, but
But-
you got to have some proof of work.
Like, are you familiar with Henry David Thoreau, Walden Pond,
Yeah.
civil disobedience?
Yeah,
Like I care about this shit stuff.
you have a Jesus heart. You have a heart for God. And on top of that, God wants to use you in these last days because of your heart. Do you know that?
Why is it like getting so stressed out by all this shit?
It's the
a
devil.
test.
No, the devil's trying to traumatize your brain so that you won't, go
So I'll give
go
up.
forward. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's trying to attack. You don't want that devil near you, do you?
No, I'm good. I'm like
You're good.
been pretty
You're
good at
good.
repelling it with the Pikachu suit and like my
Yeah, and you
kid's
have.
favorite
And you
stuff.
just ask Jesus in your heart, so nobody's gonna hurt you.
Yeah, I haven't been depressed all year. Even that's great.
You're fine. You're good
Yeah.
looking. You're cute. You're young. I mean, you got kids that you're going to see. Your father loves you. You got a father that is sticking by you. Your father cares and he loves you. A lot of guys your age don't have either.
No,
know?
and I know, and I've heard so many worse horror stories than my own. Whether
You
it has
got
to
a
do with
daddy
orders
here.
of protection. My friend Nick is $200,000 into lawyers for a separation from his husband in 2018, and it's an ongoing case trying to
But
resolve a
suck
property
the money.
thing.
Suck the money.
It's
suck
so much
the
money goes to the lawyers, right? Good lawyers, my lawyers are good lawyers, and then my enemy lawyer who doesn't let me have my birth certificate.
You're getting it.
I
Your
threatened
father's
at
on,
one point-
Your father's on it.
At one point, I threatened to work very hard to disbar her and sue her for what she's done to
No,
me.
vengeance is mine, saith God. I'll take care of it. I'll repay. God said, vengeance is mine. Forgive and let go. God is in control. He'll do it. You've
Yeah.
got to believe.
Ever since Father's Day nightmare of
July
son being
10th, he
dead,
went and
I've
took
been
care of
like
that
pretty
thing
chill.
for you.
What?
July 10th, he got a word from the lawyers, but they were going to give you your not Social Security.
Birth
his
certificate.
They're working on it. They're just
Well,
stalling.
I don't think they're working on it. They just
You're
decided
right,
to
no.
ignore it.
They're off. Like I
Give
don't
them
know.
a couple
dude.
$100 and maybe that'll make them move.
Like
a little
around
bit.
Christmas, I couldn't even find a lawyer because they were all skiing next to me, like on vacation between Christmas and New Year's. Oh, come on, guys. I'm working like 8 hours, 10 hours a day on my emotions and trying to like fix things, and then it's like nobody else
Now
cares.
you ski a lot.
I did this year, yeah.
That's good for your head.
Right, because I
It's really good for your
my
head, man.
therapist was like, do DJ stuff, spend time around either your kids or any young people, and then go skiing and be active. So I did that.
Skiing's good for your
I did
head.
that. And then I got arrested like 2 times completely unexpectedly after I was obeying all laws as instructed by Judge Adams. And that with my head. And they don't give me the mood stabilizer in jail. They don't
Well, the
give
thing
other
is, the
people
devil's
medical
messing
mental
with your
health.
head, but no
Right.
longer.
But this
God
is-
didn't give you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. That stuff's over with. You just get it together. Those kids love you, and that woman loves you. She just doesn't know what's going on right now. She loves you. She wouldn't have had kids with you. No, just back off and let God do it. will
Right,
ya?
but she then I don't know, her brother sees whatever content I put out, recorded conversations, etc.
Well, yeah. You don't know.
I don't know if he watches it, but he has access to it through the internet, through YouTube.
Hey, look, my mother died in a car crash. I told you when I was 12 with 6 kids in the family. Cop ran her down, dead. Now, 8 years later, an 18-wheeler in Virginia ran my father over, dead. So I have
That was
been
similar
through
to
a lot, okay?
so Allie's stepfather he was a truck driver and just got sideswiped randomly and he was gone. And that was so 2 of her stepbrothers lost their father.
Wow.
And so I heard there's a lot in
Yeah.
Allie's story too. So she had a whole life of abuse. Her father was very neglectful. She had a methamphetamine addiction when she was a teenager.
All right.
Oh, it is. It's all fine, but
Hey Charles, I took LSD and I smoked marijuana. Listen to that.
okay, full
Look,
disclosure.
From 12 years old to
Oh, really?
32, I smoked marijuana. And me and my brother, because I was 11, he was 12, we used to sell it to all the rich. I went to a private girls' school, so I sold it to all the girls at the table.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And one of the teachers comes over and goes, "You, come in the office." And I go, "Uh-oh, I'm getting busted." When you was a jail sentence if you had marijuana. And I had all the packets in my coat pocket. My brother Terry goes, "Sell it to the rich girls, sell it to the rich girls. Yeah, bring it and tell them $10 a package."
Right.
And so I got it in my coat pocket, my uniform. I go into the office, I go, "Jesus, oh, my father's like going around, I'm dead." And guess what? This teacher said, "Okay, pull the stuff out. Let me see what you got." So I laid the bags on the table. The teacher went over and flushed it in the toilet, and she came back because my mother had died that past May. I was a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what she said? "I'm not going to tell the principal because you could get arrested and completely kicked out of here. I'm not going to do nothing to nobody if you promise you won't do this again." I go, "You're kidding me." She goes, "No, we'll help you. It's okay." I got off. And I didn't even know God then.
I have a funny story about my boarding school. I didn't do any drugs prior to or during boarding school, but at one point, like a vial of acid showed up because of one of the kids, and like the whole student body is all like, and I'm like, "What? What is this stuff? What are you guys doing?"
Stop it.
Really cracked me up.
Yeah, so you're looking at somebody that smoked marijuana from 12. But at 32 years old, when I had my little boy, and he was very sick, and they prayed for him, the church said, "No, Jesus." And I brought him to the doctor, the emergency room. He goes, "Take this kid home. There ain't nothing wrong with him." I go, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "I told you, he's fine." And I knew it was God. And then from then on, I said, "Thank you, God, for healing Aaron," and blah, 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 blah. But anyway, to make a long story short, I think the thing that we want more than anything else, all of us, no matter what age you are, is that you have someone to love, and that you have like a good job, or you have money coming in.
Right. All of that got taken out from under me, and my mother.
At the moment, you can get it back,
no,
brother.
I know. I feel like very much on my
You're
feet.
getting it back. You're young.
I've lived outside for 3 years of my life, so camping weren't a thing. I got accused of not taking care of myself I got placed under arrest for they tried to put me on a 3-day cycle. Now I've watched this body cam footage, and they're like, "You don't have enough water," as I melted snow melt over a fire and made it sanitary to use. And then they said I didn't have enough food. And I'm like, "I do." And then they took me to the ER. They didn't let me shit or piss on the way, which was rude. And it's like a 2-hour drive. I'm way up in the mountains, happy as shit, skiing under the moonlight. And they show up, and I didn't even know what they were doing there. I thought maybe I pushed the button in my car that.
You like the outdoors, huh?
Yeah. No, when I met Allie, I was living in a tree house that I had built, and so her and her husband showed up to visit her brother Cody, my friend.
Right.
And we were living outside working in a fly fishing lodge. And I had this tree house that was like a platform between 3 trees, and I had planted sod and watering my lawn. No, I had a fishing pole with no hook that I put peanuts on and play with squirrels. And so that's
I love it.
That's the Alec that she met, and then she's like, bam, and then we're making babies.
But let me tell you something. Now that this is crucial about, what the courts look at. No.
Is stability, yes.
Stability. They want to see the bipolar taken, a counselor that you're seeing on a
Done it.
regular basis so that they can write a good write up on you. And number 3, you have to have like a place of your own, even if it's an apartment and you're paying rent. They have to see,
No,
just
no,
play
you're
this
right,
game
right,
for
right,
a
right.
while.
I
Play the game for a
know.
while.
But my mother, like throughout the year, like she had written an email to me and my father saying that she was going to give me a loan for $450,000 to gain a controlling interest in the business that I was an award-winning chef of. And then I planned things on it. And then she did like various other throughout the year until the point that she was literally legally harassing me while I was in Texas. And this is complicated. The financial matters between my mother go into
I hear you.
Serial's family too. And her.
You can still get a good job, a good thing going, and she'll see
Well, I
that
know,
you're doing
but
good.
like the whole goal is like I have a $600,000 loan to buy property, co-signed with my father in Montana, and but I needed 3 to 5% down. Like I've been putting all the pieces together all along, and my mother's repeated accusations that I'm currently psychotic, and then her repeated like amongst that she's like, here's
Can't the
financial
courts,
support,
don't the
and then
courts
no.
know she's messed up?
Yes,
Does it-
she can't
do they know
testify
that?
in Montana yet. One of my that early on, that lawyer Carrie Wasserberger received all of my mother's medical records,
There you go.
and so she
There you
can't
go.
say
That's
and that-
ammunition, my friend.
yeah. And no, and I've been arranging this all year as I be not manic. Like hello.
You're not. You're a
And I
cute little
proved it.
regular
I
guy.
proved
You're
it
a
to the
cute
courts.
guy.
I proved it to the DUI case. I had to keep taking pictures of my prescription medicine bottle, and then it finally got expunged, and that was a very stressful time. Because the one court telling me I couldn't, like I was just trying to get to Utah where I used to work to go backpacking,
Right.
and then it was such a protracted process. And then because me and her and the family always traveled to Escalona, Utah, I roll up and I'm like terrified that they're going to be within 300 feet of me, and I have to deal with that emotionally, call the lawyer.
I think you might
So
have
we
to
went
get
to
out
all of
of
our
Montana
favorite
with
places.
your family.
Well, it's like, oh. And we considered moving down to that place for 10 years. We moved to Big Sky because after she got pregnant, we were living in a tent working at that guest ranch at the time.
Cool.
It was way cool.
No,
And
really.
there was like
totally,
a bat that would come
cool.
visit us.
No, totally cool.
So she did such a good job when we were backpacking. When she was like, I'm late, and she didn't think she could get pregnant, and she had tried for years with her husband.
Okay.
So we went into this little Mormon grocery store and got a pregnancy test kit, and it was embarrassing or whatever. We were planning on going on a backpacking trip and using alcohol, drugs, whatever, the stuff that we always
Right.
use. The good, like there's good drugs and there's bad drugs.
That's right.
I was taught as a kid that it's all the same thing. There's a vast gulf of difference between marijuana and, like, on the other end of it, fentanyl.
I
and
used to get
methamphetamine.
paranoid when I smoked marijuana. I don't know
No,
why
I can't.
did it.
I couldn't do it anymore because my first relationship that I thought would last forever with my high school sweetheart,
Right.
I was like a big pothead, and she lost interest, and then that broke me. And that's when
Big time.
That's when a friend of mine gave me a sliver of OxyContin back around 2003, and he said it would like make me feel better, which it did, and it cured all it pain, killed all my emotional pain. And then I became strongly addicted to it and used the rest of my college money. And then I ran myself into the ground, had to make a decision if I'm going to like seek heroin on the streets or just like quit. And I quit. And I got out of it, and that was extraordinarily difficult. Because then I had like 9 months after that addiction, I had to like process all the heartbreak and
Now it's 8 miles from where you in Montana to Colorado to Denver.
yeah, it's 8 hours. Yeah, everywhere I've traveled is like 19 hours. Like
No, but if I go to see my family, my nephew and his wife
Yeah.
and kids in Colorado this winter, will you be in Montana? Because I'll come visit you.
I don't know.
You're not sure what you're gonna.
No,
One day
I've
at a
been
time.
about to sign on a condo or a small house all year.
Good.
And
Sounds
then
good.
I don't want to like our whole dream for the whole family's dream ever since we
I mean,
that-
I don't know if you should be living in Montana because of the bad
That's
rap
close
you
to the
got with the
kids.
cops.
Well, I
Yeah,
know,
take
but
the
it's
kids
close to
with
the
you.
kids. I just need my cases expunged. Like the young cops, I'm nervous about. It was when I got the obstruction charge. There was two cops, like the older gentleman who was very respectful to me, and then the younger guy who was sitting there accusing me of being on drugs, of not taking care of myself, and that was all found to be untrue hours later when they took a bunch of blood, found me to be extraordinarily healthy, and then my lawyer at the time was like, "Shit, we wanted to plead insanity." I'm like, dude. I'm like, maybe, and just today, I'm like, maybe we can replead it as I was temporarily insane with emotion, as I was so like lonely and so
You got that
sad
right, you
and
got
so
that right.
torn. Like that whole family, the pizza family. So that's where it stems from, as a threat to her father. I texted her and I was like, I want to break your father's nose because of his neglect, leading
No
to
kidding.
leading to her. She had pried her braces out of her mouth because he would pay for her to go to the dentist, and she was abused many times, once at gunpoint, by random people, and then dropped
she
out of
pretty?
high school very much. And she's very
She is?
strong for what she overcame.
She's real pretty.
Yeah, and she's very strong for what she overcame. But
Yeah.
she's like, so
And was she a
childhood
good mother
trauma.
to the kids?
Yes, very much overprotective, and that's where like she would say towards the end there that it was my job to make the money and manage the restaurant, and her job to make decisions at home.
She's right.
To a point, like she would be like $5 a week allowance, but a candy bar is like $3.50. It's the same market here. It's the same situation on the
It is?
Cape. Yeah, it's the
Is
same.
Montana beautiful?
Yes, but no, it's Big Sky, Montana. I was skiing next to like JD Vance. Like over the winter, it was one of the only places with snow. So there's a billionaire club there.
Are you
Bill
a good
Gates.
skier?
I got really good. Yeah, I was using kid skis, and I carry the speaker, no poles, and I'm skiing off like double black diamonds. There's this guy. His name is Captain White Claw, and we skied together. And he skis with like a sword and shield and has a belt of those seltzers, alcoholic seltzers, White Claw. And he's like a local celebrity. And he works at this one place, and he was handing out rainbow flags for like the Winter Pride or whatever, and we're skiing around like planting them and stuff. But anyway, that was fun. There's like cool things, especially when I was skiing.
Yeah.
This winter.
Oh,
there was
yeah.
peace. It was awesome. I
Yeah.
was skiing
Oh,
better
yeah.
than I
Oh,
ever
yeah.
had before. I'm like, because they're kid skis, and I could like adjust to the
You got
ice.
that.
Like the skiing conditions were wildly different than any other year I've been there in 10 years.
Why?
Climate.
Okay.
And there's like everybody uses their iPhones, and scientists made that happen. Like science has a place in this world.
Right.
There's like, and I talked to a lot of them. There's like a circulating current. Whatever the cause, there's a circulating current in the Atlantic Ocean that brings up warm air
Right.
and heats Europe. It
Now,
snowed this winter where it doesn't snow.
I read that. Are you close to your father?
He's right over there. Yeah. And if him and I talk about this stuff, but as the ice melts up north,
Yeah.
it changes the salinity and slows down that current. And then the current thinking is within like 5 or 10 or 30 years, they'll be able to grow about 20% less food in Ukraine, which is the breadbasket of Europe.
You got that right. I know all about these groups.
So there's like
Bed.
existential threats. World War III, this, that, the other thing, climate
Yeah, it's
change.
coming. It's coming. I'm telling you.
But hopefully it doesn't involve in a bunch of suffering for
If
massive
you got
numbers
Jesus
of
in
people.
your heart and this world goes crashed out,
No, I don't think it'll crash out.
He's got a mansion for you in heaven. It's
Well,
definite.
right, but I was like very worried about World War III back in March, and then now I am not.
Why worry? You got Jesus.
Well, right,
Hey,
but
the God that made this earth is in your heart.
I know, but
The
I don't
power
like
that
seeing the
raised
suffering.
Christ from the dead.
Like every time I look at the news, and there's some kid that gets their face blown
Well,
off by some drone pilot.
Yeah, because the
somewhere else.
devil that knows that his time is almost gone. He's got when.
So
Jesus-
that's what my understanding is too. It's like the final battle. Or
Yeah, the devil roams the earth seeking who he can devour, and he's been trying to devour your head for a long time. With
I'm
mental
doing
illness,
okay.
illness,
I
and-
just look at
and
the other
there's
people
nothing
that
wrong
are
with you.
in the battle, right?
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is, just as well as I said, Jesus is not a fairy tale. He's a real thing. He's really real. You know, he's like God. Jesus is real. It's no fairy tale, and the devil is real. He's a spirit. He
Well,
roams people.
I see the earth is this is the
He's
garden.
telling all
this
these little
is the
kids,
garden
12
of
years
Eden.
old, go, little girl, 12 years old, get a dick.
This is the garden of Eden, and we're fighting over it and burning it down in various places.
Right.
That's the way I see it. Well, my AP English teacher in
God
boarding
wants to
school,
use you. You have a really good heart. God wants to use
Well,
you.
I learned so much at that boarding school. My AP English teacher, Mr. King, his family goes back a ways, and then he taught us his belief, which is that, like, you know, all of the world's spiritual or religions or all of it is, you know, everybody's trying to reach the same peak of that Mount Everest, and then some of us just feel compelled to like try to knock each other off and kill each other, etc. Even though we're trying to get to the same place.
Yeah, well, I've been through traumas that'll knock you out. I told you some of them.
No, right.
And
My
you know-
traumas are minimal, but they all came about since the past like 10
You've got
since
to-
my sister passed.
My advice to you is this: if you want to live a really lovely life, what you need to do is, one, seek God every morning and pray and ask Him to help you. Number two, you need to find a church where they're preaching Jesus. No, that they're born again, that they're preaching Jesus. Number three, steady job, income coming in,
That's private
psychiatrist,
chefing, right?
and
I'm doing
that,
it.
that says yes, look at courts. He's taking. He's in bipolar, and go do some volunteer work. Let them see
Yeah,
this.
I'll
Let
do
them
that.
see this
I'll
in
do
writing.
volunteer work.
Volunteer work. with
I
the-
want to work for a
just-
nonprofit.
yeah, the disadvantaged kids or something, and then you present that into the judge's hands. I want to see my kids every weekend, and within 3 or 4 months, you'll have that.
Right. I want
It's-
to work as a substance abuse counselor because I have like direct experience with it. And hiking, there's like various organizations that they'll take like kids or teenagers that are
You come from a nice family.
they'll
you know.
come from but they go hiking, backpacking, and you know teach kids a better way than
Is Charles coming
substance
back
abuse.
out? Because I'm going to leave now.
Yeah, it's been.
I
a
came here
pleasure.
to get the tables that we use
Oh,
for your.
do I
I
need
have-
to go get them, or did you? already
Yeah,
have
you
them?
know what they are? Where they?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
Yeah, but here's the gig. They got to fit in that back. If I have to tie them in there, I got to get them because the girl that we borrowed them from is coming back from Georgia today, and I want it back. I want the back. Toby was going to
You
bring
got
them.
it.
I'm not waiting for Toby.
You got it. No, I'm good. Me and my sister were both good at Tetris. She was much better than me, but I can load it. I can get them in the car. Let me go. Would you mind writing your phone number on here?
Oh, I was just
Name?
going to tell you to write your phone number
I
on.
will.
I want to know you.
No,
I
so
want.
my-
I want to know you forever.
That's the story of my phone numbers, like the lawyer preventing me from keeping my old phone number.
Do you
And
have
I
a cell
new
phone?
one. Well, currently it's over there and happily not working.
What?
Well, because I keep getting the iPhone is what got me put in jail 3 times. Me freaking out at people on it. So
Oh yeah, I can't call you.
no, you can. So I also have a Google Voice. I'm gonna give you my various numbers. At
I
some
want.
point, I'll go get a cell phone.
I want to
again.
get a hold of you. 'Cause I'm not gonna let you go.
No, and I got
You're my
I got
new,
told like no more Facebook for
you're
me
my
for
new
now.
son. No,
Thank
I
you.
love you now. I love you.
Yeah, I've been collecting mothers like
You're
Gloria.
not. You're not going to get him in there. You know. I'll try the back.
So Gloria Holiday, who I've known forever, she comes from a Catholic Mexican family, and she had a huge rift in her family. She's got like seven
Here,
kids,
put the numbers down.
7 kids, 11 grandchildren, and
I'm your new mother.
like her daughter Emily was married and had 2 kids, then got divorced, then married a chick, and then her family fell apart and a bunch of it fractured.
You're
off.
my new son.
And then she got divorced again and then married a dude.
I
She's
love you.
got 2
I love
beautiful
I
kids.
love you. You're cute.
Well, thanks, Mom.
You are very cute, and you're very, very bright. You're very creative, and you like the outdoors, and you're very smart.
Yeah, I've
And
been
you have
camping.
a nice heart. Nothing wrong with you.
6'9". I don't think so either.
You're a good catch.
99305. Yeah, throughout the year I was wondering like, is Allie gonna want to get back together with
Yeah,
me?
yeah,
And
she
then
will.
I'm like, I don't
You're a
know.
good
That's
catch.
not what I want. 406. I proposed to her and she was like, it's too manic. I'm like, oh my god. I thought it was cute. There was a firework, and then I was hanging out with the kids and their friends and teaching Kaya's friend Charlotte how to DJ. The girls were good at DJing. The boys sucked because they just push all the buttons. And I had this whole plan while she was in Ireland, and like, nope.
I'm gonna pray you get a good chef job.
Well, private chefing has been the
Big
plan.
money.
I was advised by a
You'll get it.
military veteran, the guy that towed the car that I don't have anymore. He hasn't seen his daughter in like 4 years, and the mother of his daughter fired shots at him. And he's a military vet that's decorated, and he advised me how to do this to protect me, my ex, my kids from further financial like.
Can't you make a business card out like a business card, private chef, and put your name on it?
Yeah, I got
put
a
it, put
website
it,
going.
and find a website that rich people go look
Well,
for.
right, it's Airbnb. Chef as a service. I've already set it up.
Yeah.
And I can push a button and then I'm available within an hour travel of here. My chef gear is stuck in Montana.
That's what I was gonna say. What about you don't have your chef gear?
Well, I got some pants and
No tools. Oh, you use.
you use what's in people's homes.
Oh, you do.
Because these are nice homes. I've cooked for private in private homes for multimillionaires before.
Listen, I did this. I can't think of it. There's a website. Listen, on
I'm
Cape Cod.
listening.
Wait, what is it? We need a vacation.com. If you get on there, they have a set. I put my name down. I'm a nobody. I never really was a
We need
chef.
a vacation.com.
And guess who called me up? In fact, he was from someplace, Utah or someplace. He was a founder of the music that attached to computers. Was Rob, multi-millionaire. You know. Are you ready for this? I'm
listening.
poor,
Yes.
a regular poor,
Yes,
regular
ma'am.
little. He calls up. I put myself on. We need a vacation.com, and I wrote down chef, housekeeping, this kind of thing.
Yes.
He calls me up on the phone. Now you ready? He goes, I want to interview you, blah, 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 blah. And then he said, one thing, can you make banana nut muffins? Because I go, yeah. He goes, oh, good, that's my favorite. The guy's a multimillionaire.
Mm-hmm.
He invented an international thing with the computers about 10 years ago. Rob, I can't think. Listen to this. He goes, I'm bringing my guests to Cape Cod. I got the house ready. It's an 8-bedroom mansion, and I want you there to make our breakfast, lunch,
Yeah,
and dinner. Buy
that's
the
me.
alcohol. Buy the alcohol.
That's me. Private chopper, like I'll do
Get-
all
get-
that
get-
stuff.
get-
That's
get
my
the stickers.
expertise.
Really good. So what's your back number? 2 days later, it was $8,000
Yeah.
in the account. I go, what? He
Right.
goes, yeah. Buy 2 cases of this, that liquor, this thing of wine, get steaks, get lobsters, and pay the rest of it to pay the housekeeper. I had all my friends be the cleaning lady. And Donna, they know Donna Dora, my friend Donna, Toby's
Yes.
ex-wife.
yes.
Donna, I had her come in and do the salad stuff. She's like this.
Mhm.
Look,